All right, so today we're going to pull back the curtain and look deep inside the mind of an AI. We're going to follow step by step as it tries to do something almost impossible, predict the outcome of a single Premier League soccer match.
I mean, that's the big question, isn't it? Can a bunch of algorithms and code really capture the chaos, the passion, and all the lucky breaks of a 90-minute match? Or, at the end of the day, is it just a numbers game? Well, we're about to find out.
And the match we're putting under the microscope is a classic London derby, Fulham taking on Brentford. We're going to see exactly how a pretty sophisticated system, the SmartBet AI, builds its prediction from the absolute ground up, layer by layer.
Okay, so where do you even start? Well, with any good analysis, you start with the fundamentals. Think of this first step as our AI scout. It's out there getting a basic feel for the teams, and its main tool is a classic system borrowed from the world of chess. It's called an ELO rating. It's basically a dynamic score that goes up when you win and down when you lose. But here's the clever part. Beating a top-tier team gives your score a massive boost, while beating a team at the bottom of the table, well, that only nudges it up a little. It's a constantly updated measure of who's hot and who's not.
So what do these numbers actually tell us? To give you some context, a powerhouse team like Liverpool has a score way up there over 1,600. But now, look at our two teams. Brentford at 1558.4 and Fulham nipping at their heels at 1555.9. The Scouts' initial report is crystal clear. This is an incredibly tight matchup. On paper, there's almost nothing separating them.
So the Scout says the teams are evenly matched. That's good to know, but it doesn't really help us predict the score, does it? For that, we need to bring in a different kind of expert, the classic statistician. This one asks the most important question of all: how many goals are going to be scored? To figure that out, the AI uses a method called Poisson Regression. It sounds complicated, but the idea is actually perfect for soccer. It's a statistical tool designed to predict how often rare events happen. And let's be honest, in soccer, goals are pretty rare events. It builds a formula to forecast the most likely goal count for each side.
Now, this is crucial. A model like this is only as smart as the information you feed it. This whole process is called feature engineering, and it's all about picking the right ingredients. The model isn't just looking at old scores. It's analyzing a ton of data. Things like home field advantage, how the teams have been playing lately, those ELO ratings we just talked about, and even what the betting markets are thinking.
So, after crunching all those numbers, here's what the statistician comes back with. It predicts Fulham is likely to score about 1.64 goals, while Brentford is expected to score 1.42. This is our first real concrete prediction, and it suggests a slight edge to the home team.
Predicting an average goal count is a great start, but it's a little old school, right? To get a real modern edge, we need to call in a team of specialists. These are powerful machine learning models, and each one has a totally unique way of looking at the game.
First up, we've got random forest. The best way to think about this one is like taking a poll of a huge crowd of very simple predictors. Each one gets a vote, and the majority opinion wins. Then you have XGBoost. This one's more of a perfectionist. It builds one predictor, sees where it messed up, and then builds the next one specifically to fix those mistakes. It learns as it goes.
And finally, there's the deep thinker of the group, a neural network. This model is designed to find these incredibly complex, hidden patterns in the data, the kind of subtle connections that a human, or even the other models, would just completely miss. Think about how a specific player's injury combined with a recent dip in form might affect the team's defense against a certain type of attack. That's the stuff this model loves.
Okay, now here is where it gets really interesting. All of our AI analysts agree on one thing. They all predict a win for Fulham. But, and this is the key part, look at their confidence levels. The neural network is almost certain, giving Fulham an 83% chance. But XGBoost is way more hesitant, putting it at less than 49%. This disagreement is everything. It shows that no single model has all the answers.
So you've got this team of brilliant specialists, and they're all shouting slightly different opinions. Who makes the final call? Well, that's the job of the head coach, a final, master model that's designed to listen to everyone and then make the smartest possible decision.
This technique is called stacking, and it's a genius idea. Here's how it works. First, all the individual models we just met make their own predictions. Then, those predictions themselves become a brand new set of data, and a final meta model is trained on that data. It's basically learning which of its analysts to trust and when. The result is a final prediction that's way smarter than any of them could be on their own.
And this is the result. After listening to all of its experts, the head coach gives us its final odds. It gives a 64.6% chance of a home win for Fulham, a 24.7% chance of a draw, and only a 10.7% chance for an away win. It's a confident call for sure, but it's more balanced and nuanced than some of those wildly confident individual models.
So there it is. After all that work, after weighing all the evidence from every angle, the AI's final, most sophisticated prediction is clear: a home win for Fulham.
But hold on, we're not quite done. To really kick the tires on this prediction and understand the full range of possibilities, the AI does one last, kind of mind-blowing thing. It simulates the match 10,000 times.
Using something called a Monte Carlo Simulation, the AI basically plays the game over and over and over again, using those goal probabilities we figured out earlier. And the results are just wild. Out of 10,000 simulated games, Fulham wins 65% of them. There's a draw about 24.5% of the time, and Brentford wins just 10.5%. These numbers are an almost perfect match for what our head coach model predicted, which gives us a huge amount of confidence in that final call.
And the simulation gives us even more detail. We can now see the most likely, exact final scores. A 2-to-1 victory for Fulham is the single most common outcome, happening in almost 11% of the simulations. But look, a 1-1 draw isn't far behind at all. This shows us the whole picture. Yes, a home win is the favorite, but there's still a very real chance for other results.
And that kind of leaves you wondering, doesn't it? We just watched a machine break down a soccer match with this incredible level of detail. So if this kind of forecasting is possible for something as famously chaotic as sports, what's next? What about forecasting things that really shape our world, like financial markets or the weather or global supply chains? You know, maybe the beautiful game is just the warm-up act.
Okay, before we wrap up, just a quick and important reminder. This has all been a look inside the technology for informational and entertainment purposes. These predictions are not guarantees, so this should never be considered financial or betting advice. Please always bet responsibly. Thanks for watching.